Hello everyone, it's Leon here, and I'm with Ben,
Hello.
who reviewed Remember Me for us. Now you gave it
A 7 out of 10.
now what was it that got it the 7?
Well, the premise is really amazing. Basically, it's 2084. You're in Neo Paris, and you're a memory hunter, hunting memories, cracking people's brains like a safe, and stealing their thoughts.
Okay, you as I understand, you start off like kind of a bit at a bottom rung. You have your memory stolen or something at the beginning?
I don't think it's a spoiler to say you start with no memory.
Yeah.
And you're locked up in Saint Bastille prison.
It's set in Neo Paris.
Neo Paris, yeah. And the campaign basically sees you piece together your memories bit by bit, discover who you are, and sock it to the corrupt government.
Nice. It's always good to sock it. So we're seeing some of the combat here. I'm immediately thinking kind of Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. Has it got that kind of vibe?
It's trying to be Arkham City, definitely, but it doesn't quite get that across because basically the strikes lack impact. It feels really light and flimsy. And the other thing is, which really kind of bugged me, you can't establish like a flow. You can't get your combos off because enemies are always like coming in and breaking it up with like, a little weedy punch. It's just annoying more than anything.
Okay, there's is it sends? There's like a
press ends. Yeah.
Press ends, yes. Now we haven't. I think we'll see some of those in a little while. They are like what, special combat moves, special abilities.
Yeah, you can make your own combos and you can slot a press end into a combo, and they unlock kind of little abilities like if you slot a health press end into a combo, every strike you hit will give you a bit of health back, and there's regenerative. Kind of press ends, stuff like that. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. Okay,
cool. Now, we're seeing a lot of the world here. So you start off in the slums, you move up into what looks like a quite sort of wealthy, affluent kind of Paris. What is the world like? Is it open, or are these sort of little kind of just narrative corridors?
Yeah, I mean, this is where the conflict is. Like, looking at this, it looks amazing. Look at the world. It's around every corner there's a little kind of detail, like a little hovering drone advertising crab cakes or something like that. But you don't really get to explore. You just walk in a straight line,
and then And then something happens, and
something happens. You have to climb kind of a linear bridge or a ledge or something like this here.
Yeah, and this looks Uncharted. Is it made up of other games bits? Like Sleeping Dogs was a bit like that, where it was basically made up of lots of other games ideas, but it made it its own. I'm guessing this maybe doesn't quite succeed in the same way.
Well, yeah, it cobbles together a lot of parts from other games like Arkham City and Uncharted, but it never matches them.
Yeah.
Either in combat or platforming or whatever.
So what are the little symbols we're seeing at the bottom here? Like
they're the press ends.
Right.
So it tracks your combo as you go. A bit like the training in Street Fighter, which tells you what moves you're doing.
Yeah.
That's useful. But in my experience, it tells me how crap I am. So.
And you're saying so there's like unblockable moves that just break the flow, basically.
Well, yes. Say you're fighting like 3 guys is fine, but towards the later stage of the game, you get like 10 guys, 15 guys, and they're all moving in all at once, and it's really hard to even get one combo off. So.
Okay, so what's this memory overload we're seeing here?
Oh, you can when like an enemy's staggered and you've got their health right down, you can go over to and press circle button, and it's like kind of a kill move, and you're essentially blowing their memories out of their head. It's awesome.
Nice.
Never gets old.
I know there's we don't see it here, but I know you can sort of affect people by changing the memories. You go in and change their memories of an event. Can you just sort of explain a bit about that and what that does?
Yeah, these memory remixes. They're really rare. There's about 3 or 4 in the game, and you go into someone's memory and you use the thumbsticks to kind of rewind through their memory, a bit like a VHS tape, and kind of tinker with it a bit. So, for example, there's a woman in hospital and her husband's on an operating table, and you have to convince her that he died in the operating theatre by kind of sabotaging the equipment. And when she wakes up, then she's going to think, oh my god, my husband's died, and her personality is like kind of entirely changed. It's a lot like Inception. It's really cool.
Yeah. Okay. What's sort of balancing? Because we're seeing sort of a mixture here, basically, of kind of fighting, climbing, and then these sort of linear exploration sections. I mean, what's the sort of the balance between it? Is it just go from one to the other to the next, or do you spend a lot of time in combat?
Yeah, I'd say about 30% combat, 30% platforming, and the rest, which I believe is 70, no, 30, 30.
I think 30, 30, so you got
40. Yes, we're not mathematicians here. Yeah, 40% is kind of memory remixes and just walking around in a straight line.
Okay, so a very, very linear sort of experience.
Yeah, although there is one thing I haven't talked about, which is remembering sequences, which you can trigger a memory, which kind of helps you, like kind of a holographic memory.
We saw the little guy earlier, didn't we?
Yeah. He'll, for example, you're trying to get through a prison, and you'll trigger the memory of a guard, and the guard knows the passwords to the doors you don't, so you can kind of activate that and get through doors and stuff.
Okay, well, these memories are just sort of hanging around.
Yeah, just hanging around.
As memories do.
Yeah, they haven't gone. They're just still there.
Okay, so you said she's a memory hunter. Can you just sort of explain a bit about what that is? Obviously, she starts off with no memory, so she's not obviously working. But what is the sort of the currency of memories and their kind of the role within this futuristic world?
Well, she's one of the few memory hunters. Not everyone has the ability, and essentially, she's part of a band of rebels which are kind of fighting a government which is trying to turn a large part of the population into slaves by stealing their memories.
Okay.
So she's very much like a force for good in the world, and the memories themselves. You'll see around the world like these little stations, like ATM machines, where you can trade in your memories, and so it's very much a form of currency, and it's a really cool idea.
And what's this little doohickey thing on the back of her neck? We can see this sort of thing spinning around, and obviously the other guards and people have got it. That seems to be how she overloads memories. Is that the kind of the main interface?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's how she blows everyone's memories out their head. You'll see, like, it's kind of like a gadget in a way, because you'll see people talking to themselves, but they're actually on kind of a mobile phone. So it's a little gadget that everyone's got in the future.
Right, and now this obviously is a boss fight.
Yeah.
By the looks of it and the way you just said, I'm guessing it's not great.
No, like all boss fights in this game, they last way too long.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon to spend half an hour on a boss, just punching them over and over again.
And I'm guessing that the combat isn't satisfying enough. Like Dante and Castlevania, they were games where I enjoyed some of the boss fights because the combat was satisfying even if you were losing.
Yeah, but yeah, here it's just so unimpactful. That's my word for the day. Unimpactful. There's one towards the end, or no, towards the middle, with a kind of a female prison warden, which takes place entirely in someone's mind, and it goes on for half an hour, way too long.
Who's this guy? This is Kid Christmas or something, isn't it?
This guy has posters around the world. He's like kind of this policeman, think Dog the Bounty Hunter,
right?
Of the future, and he's a bit of a smart ass. So you take delight in doing this with him.
I suppose that's fine. So overall, it's sort of. I couldn't say like it's a bit 7 out of 10. Then I mean that's almost like the best way of describing it. Combat's sort of all right. The platforming is sort of all right. It's all kind of sort of all right.
Yeah, it borrows a lot, but it doesn't kind of carve out its own kind of legacy over the mechanics. But I mean, the world does speak for itself, and you won't remember the other parts of the game, but you will remember the world and the premise.
Yeah, and I should say, I mean, 7 out of 10 is not a terrible score, but it's just that bit shy of like being absolutely essential, but still worth checking out.
Exactly. Yeah, I just hope they make a sequel to this because it's such a great idea. It's just the parts that make up the game aren't as good as the central idea.
That's what I always find that quite frustrating when you get a game where you can sort of see the potential, but it needs like another go to achieve it.
Yeah, just to refine it, you know.
Cool. Okay, well, 7 out of 10. It is out next Friday.
That's true. That's correct.
Good, I'm glad I remembered that. Cool. 7 out of 10. Leave us a comment if you want any questions answered. We'll speak to you guys later.
Indeed, the now empty Saint Louis Lake has put an end to the isolation of the